Korean pop music, or K-pop, is a musical genre consisting of electronic, hip-hop, pop, rock, and R&B music originating in South Korea. So basically, K-pop is pop music sung in Korean. K-pop has been receiving more international attention as of 2012 due to Psy and the song Gangnam Style. K-pop is also an important contributor to the Korean wave. However, behind these catchy tunes, there are fractious debates of who is paying the price to K-pop. Things such as slave contract, health issues, sexual and psychological abuse are common in the industry and have been long ignored. In this video, we are going to talk about the dark side of K-pop.
Slave contracts have become a new rising term that references some of the horrendous contracts that some idol groups are signed into with their management agencies. As the K-pop scene keeps growing, more and more instances of slave contracts have surfaced. These contracts have caused some of the biggest and best groups in K-pop to disband or go on hiatus due to issues surrounding unfair financial compensation, extremely long working hours, and the management agency having too much control of the artist's personal life. Other than the case with extremely successful idols, most idols do not receive very much financial compensation for their success. One example is the case with the members of BAP, a male idol group, suing their company for not being paid anything at all in the 3 years since their debut. From a business perspective, this is inevitable. Idol groups in general, are highly manufactured as they require vocal coaches, choreographers, stylists, accommodation, living expenses, etc. A significant amount of money goes into producing K-pop groups, and even prior to, during, and after their debut. Sometimes the bill for all these expenses could total to several $100,000 or even $1 million. These costs of training idols is essentially a loan that future idols have to pay back. Therefore, after recouping the costs that went into making these idol groups, there is very little left for the artists themselves. Dongbang Shingi, one of the most successful groups in K-pop, brought their agency to court with one claim being that they were only able to sleep 3 to 4 hours a day. With a 13-year contract, this could have extreme tolls on the body. There are many instances where K-pop stars have a fully packed schedule consisting of waking up in the morning for a performance or an appearance in a TV show, coming back home late at night to sleep for a couple of hours. Some even tend to sleep in the office, and then having to wake up early again for work. One of the core issues surrounding slave contracts when reviewed by the Fair Trade Commission was that agencies have too much control in the daily lives of their stars. An artist's lifestyle, including companionship, schooling, citizenship, military enlistment, making friends, economic activities, all must be consulted with their company and events. Another problem with these contracts is that the future for these artists after their contracts expire are unpredictable. Depending on the success of the group or future potential, a label may renew their contracts with artists. However, nothing is ever guaranteed. Even worse, sometimes management agencies will re-sign individual members rather than the group as a whole, depending on the popularity of that individual artist.
Now we'll be talking about the absurd expectations the Korean music industry has towards the appearances of K-pop idols. South Korea is ranked number 1 in the world for the highest rates of plastic surgeries performed. In fact, plastic surgery is so common in South Korea, it is considered a form of ordinary shopping. 1 in 5 South Korean women have gotten some form of cosmetic procedure performed on them, and this is compared to 1 in 20 American women. Plastic surgery is a large part of creating the K-pop image. Many singers, specifically females, are forced to undergo various cosmetic surgeries by their music producers and idol managers. Everything from their vocals to their face shape is manufactured by their management companies. Many K-pop idols even act as spokespeople for plastic surgery companies. This representation of the mechanical reproduction of beauty in contemporary Korean society is especially evident within the trends of plastic surgery advertised. Here's a list of the most common and popular cosmetic procedures in South Korea. Blepharoplasty, or double eyelid surgery, is the most common, usually gifted to children by their parents. The V-line surgery is very popular amongst young Korean pop stars. It involves breaking and shaving the jawline to create a V-shaped face. The V-line shape gives the face a certain fragility and a childlike appearance. It is a complex, risky procedure and extremely painful. The jaws are wired together for 6 weeks, and it can take 6 months for the swelling to disappear. You could have permanent numbness, and there have been cases where people have died from this operation. Plastic surgery companies promote the Euro-Asian look, which is a melding of the best Western and Asian features, such as being tall and thin, with long legs, big eyes, a small chin, and a perfectly angled nose. As you can see in these pictures of K-pop groups, they all look very similar in appearance. They all have small faces, large eyes, and tiny button noses. Their chins are pointed, cheeks are wide, and their faces glow artificially, forming almost anime-like appearances. Here are some closer examples of K-pop idols who have performed numerous cosmetic operations. As you can see, their transformations are almost unrecognizable and they look like different people. Despite this, they are still very famous and very popular amongst Korean society today. So why the constant desire to conform to this specific Korean standard of beauty? The answer can be connected to the strong Confucian values that still exist throughout modern Korean society today. The strongest one being this collective mindset in Korean society rather than an individual mindset that Western countries value. This has led to the mechanical reproduction of beauty, where this one specific image is constantly advertised and pursued by the majority of Koreans. This can clearly be seen in Korea's plastic surgery trends and through K-pop idols. And this not only affects Koreans, but also transcends national borders, affecting all of Asia and the rest of the world. Another Confucian value is the view of the body, specifically a woman's body, as a means towards self-improvement and success. Korean women are expected to juggle being productive, successful, engaged citizens, as well as conforming to the demands of femininity and beauty. This explains why plastic surgery is so popular among K-pop idols, because beauty is crucial for both the public and private sectors of life.
Not only are K-pop idols expected to sing, dance, and entertain, fans also hold them to an unbelievably high standard, and sometimes these visual standards are also unhealthy. We saw how this creates pressure around plastic surgery, and perhaps even more dangerous, this creates pressure around dieting. Let's start off by looking at what happens when an idol member is not considered an appropriate weight. In other words, they're not considered thin. In the survival show 16, which was responsible for producing Twice, JYP Entertainment's president harshly criticized Jihyo for her weight. He said, "Have I ever criticized you for your dancing or singing? What do you think is your problem? While the other girls practice their singing, you have to lose weight." Fans complained heavily about Jihyo's weight, calling her a visual black hole. She was also seen as a hindrance to Twice's popularity, despite her great vocal ability. It wasn't until she lost weight that she received praise and acceptance from fans. The same can be seen for Umji, who is referred to as the ugly member of GFriend. She received less screen time compared to the other members and was captured actually hiding her face during performances. After an 11-pound weight loss, fans are all of a sudden struck by her beauty. It is evident that weight can make or break the popularity of a K-pop idol, so let's look at what they do to meet these visual standards set by fans and entertainment companies. On Tasty Road, Girls' Day Yura stated, "2 weeks before a comeback is when I don't eat and concentrate on losing weight." EXO Schumann proves that this isn't just limited to female idols. Before their Growl comeback, he admitted to barely eating and actually brought his weight below 130 pounds. These idols live very different lifestyles from us. Where most of us have inactive lifestyles, idols exert themselves physically for extended periods of time. Choreography can also be complex and is definitely a workout, especially if you're training for half the day. Ailey, who ate around 500 calories a day, where healthy weight loss usually requires women not to dip below 102,000 calories, 1,200 calories, definitely committed to some unhealthy practices. While training for her comeback, she stated, "The hardest thing was losing weight and practicing the song. Every day I felt like I was going to faint, but I didn't." Ultimately, she was able to lose 22 pounds, but this could have been at the cost of her health. Luna of FX revealed that her dramatic weight loss definitely took a toll on her health. Whether it be Park Bom's lettuce diet, Dasom's cucumber diet, or Soyeon's banana diet, the cycle of yo-yo weight loss diets is truly a dark force in the rise of K-pop idols.
In many entertainment companies of South Korea, idols who sign with a company must follow regulations and rules established by the company and stated on the contract. In many contracts, there are clauses that impose restrictions on idols' life, and a common one is the no dating clause. During an interview, Naya from JYP stated that our company has a 3-year dating ban. I won't be able to date for a while. I'm not interested in dating right now, but I worry I won't be able to later. Restrictions for idols who are in their training period awaiting their debut are even more strict. Joy from Rania spoke of not being allowed a phone or being able to hang out with friends, and of course, not involved in any romantic relationships prior to debuting with her label. As we can see, having the restrictions against dating will not only affect the idol's personal life while they're under the contract, but may also affect their future as they get older and have a more difficult time to get into relationships. Many idols sacrifice their own personal relationships, yet they're still faced with unfair treatments by their agency, but also threats of personal safety by some of their extreme fans. Sissing fans, or private fans, are generally female fans whose obsessions with their pop idol reach unhealthy level. In the past, Yu Chang from JYJ found Sissing fans installed cameras in his apartment and posting photos of himself online. Sissing fans are highly territorial. They will even attack other fans who dare to get too close or touch a pop idol. On the flip side, anti-fans are those who hate certain pop stars and are willing to verbally or physically attack them or their fans. In 1999, Gan Min-young from girl group Baby VOX received letters filled with razor blades, as well as hate mail written in blood, and photographs of herself with the eyes cut out. As we can see, idols under slave contracts do not only experience prolonged personal restrictions on communication and dating, but they are also exposed to physical threats of extreme fan groups. As we learned in class, with the growing popularity of viral videos and YouTube associated with K-pop, idols' actions are not increasingly exposed to the worldwide public, which further decreases the sense of privacy and raises the question of security.
Many K-pop stars face challenges since their agency would push them to make popular songs instead of their own. If they follow the current trend of the music, there is a higher probability that their songs will be loved and can make profit. This have leads the K-pop songs sound very similar. In fact, many artists want to try make more creative and diverse songs and find their own color. David, the author of K-pop's growth double standard for women, says most K-pop video portray women as sex objects, and that includes all the female K-pop singers and groups. This shows that the agency just wants the members to appear audience with the sexy image. Jeon So-mi, who ranked first in the reality program as a potential idol member, works with JP Entertainment. In a current reality show, Sisters Slam Dunk, she shared her concern about her debut. Her agency is not sure whether she should debut as a solo or as a girl group. From this, we can see that her entertainment focused on forming an idol group rather than solo, because it is trend and there is a higher chance of succeeding in the global market. As well as Minji from 2NE1 decided to leave YG Entertainment last year because she wanted to find her own color. Katrina, the author, argued Minji's departure is repeatedly due to lack of solo activity. Audience will eventually get sick of the similarity of K-pop songs. As well, many artists have been leaving their group and agency because they want to find their own color. When they perform as a group, there is a lack of diversity. The Korean agency should find a better way to produce songs that are creative and differentiated from others in order to succeed in the long term.
Physical and mental illness are affecting K-pop stars behind the scenes. Many of the fans may not even be aware that their favorite K-pop stars can be going through either physical or mental illnesses. In the past, even famous K-pop singers such as IU, G-Dragon, Suzy, and Sungyu has gone through different types of mental illnesses. Some of the common illnesses that they have gone through are depression, eating disorder, insomnia, and anxiety. IU revealed that she suffered from bulimia. She said, "I felt empty inside, so I tried to fill the emptiness with food. I ate to the point where I had to throw up, so I had to get medical treatment." Moreover, when Tableau of Epic High appeared on QTV, named Talk Asia, he confessed, "Depression is integrated into my life." The main issue of this topic is that K-pop stars are unable to fully express their own emotional status to others since it could impact the work, which could lead to halt of their production and could potentially less money made by the company. The industry has made it difficult for singers to seek support for their problems or illnesses since it could cause a negative public image for the company. Every day, K-pop stars are facing an unbearable amount of overwhelming pressure since they have to meet deadlines from their companies with expectation from the fans. Being under constant stress could potentially lead to different types of illnesses affecting the overall health of an individual.
To sum up, the success of Korea's highly packaged pop industry has lots of fractious debates, including slave contract and unsteady future, appearance expectation, strict control over idols' life, physical and mental illness. Thanks for watching.